Happy holiday to you.
Hello everybody, welcome to the latest edition of the Nanticoke Newsroom with your host Bob Kalinowski and my loyal co-host Jack the Cat, Northeastern Pennsylvania's favorite cat. So today is the Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah edition of the Nanticoke Newsroom, or as we say in this house, the Maui Meowie Christmas edition of the Nanticoke Newsroom. Jack, over here. Jack, back on set. Jack, back to your seat. Anyway, guys, I'm actually not so happy about the holidays. I'm kind of being a little Scrooge. I even put it on Facebook the other day, a little bah humbug action. Whatever. I have my personal reasons for that. And I'm very private, so you're not going to get to hear them tonight on the Nanticoke Newsroom. So, welcome back again to your favorite source of real, fake news. So like I said, I'm not into the holiday spirit necessarily this year, but I once was. The other day, Aunt Marge came across, and she lives next to me, my Aunt Marge, 97-year-old Aunt Marge. She came across this photo of me from Halloween many moons ago. Let's blow that up for you on the big screen there. So, I have no idea what the hell I was dressed like there. It kind of looks like maybe a homeless cowboy who likes to smoke as a child. Because I had a pack, as you can see, of cool cigarettes sewn onto my Halloween costume. And after laughing at that a bit and posting it on Facebook, I said, I guarantee there's one person on earth that could one-up me on this. It's my great friend from the Citizen's Voice, longtime reporter and good friend, Denise Alaba. And boy, did she one-up me. After I posted that photo of me on Facebook, she posted a photo of what her father, the costume her father made for her many years ago, out of cardboard apparently. Her brother was a pack of Lucky Strike cigarettes, and Denise was, it looks like a tube of Crest toothpaste. Hilarious. Denise, this is what Denise actually said in her own words. Bob, you're right. I'm going to one-up you here. You have a pack of cigarettes sewn to your costume, but my brother's costume was a whole pack of cigarettes. And our dad made our costumes out of cardboard boxes. On the flip side, and this does not surprise me, Denise said, this is what we asked for. Haha, asked to be. Jack, come on, you got it. They want to see you, not me. So, what else is going on? So in every community we have brave heroes that walk among us. And in Nanticoke, one of our, I would call one of our heroes, career firefighter John Polifka recently retired. Which is shocking because he really doesn't look that old. He even takes shirtless photos on the beach, but his profile picture is one he actually has a shirt on. But anyway, on Facebook. So his retirement comes on the heels of an amazing video he or the department posted from the GoPro camera he wore when he went out to calls all the time. And so John was on duty by himself on this video that I'm about to show you. And he got water on this fire, I think, within 4 minutes, working by himself. And I think, you know, someone came to help and open the hydrant up. I don't know how that shit all works. But anyway.
Charge my hydrant, down to clear its frequency. Mark! It's just me!
So that was pretty amazing, wasn't it? What John did there? And interestingly enough, I don't think I've told you guys enough on the Nanticoke Newsroom, I have done on Facebook, that I am currently a real estate agent, as well as my full-time job, and then this my third job that's a volunteer service to all you people. So guess what? John is also a competing real estate agent against me. And it's actually not that competitive of a business, at least from my standpoint. I've gotten along with everyone so far. So, I don't know if I should be promoting that John's also a real estate agent, but I will. However, I think John's going to continue to be a volunteer firefighter for Nanticoke. So, if you need to sell your house, call me. If your house is on fire, call John. You might not know this, but the control room behind me has been telling me Jack has been running off the set. And no, this really is a one-man operation, so I'm the control room and everything, executive producer, writer, all that stuff. Jack has run off the set a couple times so far. I had to stop the camera. So we're giving Butters her first audition ever. Butters, I said, was an amateur for my last video. Maybe she'll be perfect. And Jack's natural replacement on the Nanticoke Newsroom. Butters, what do you think? Do you know how to newsroom? All right. So, what else? Recently, I had the pleasure of being in the presence of greatness and a hero, a true American hero, 97-year-old Walter Soa from Nanticoke. I first met him about 7 or 8 years ago when I was planning a tribute to local World War II veterans. I never heard of the guy before. And we wrote a great story about him being a radar repairman on Tinian Island right before the war's end. He told me this fascinating story of a group of men that came over, and they're very cocky, he said, and they said, we're going to finish the war. That cat's fired too, so if you know any other cats that want a job on the Nanticoke Newsroom, call me. Most cats don't listen, I know that. But Jack always listens, and he pissed me off today. So, anyway, this is still a good story. So, recently we needed a Pearl Harbor Day story, and I was thinking of how many of my World War II buddies are still alive. And Walter Soa of Nanticoke came to mind. I know we talked about Pearl Harbor when I interviewed him previously, and he agreed to have me over, and we had a great chat, and then he made me some red beet soup that was amazing. But then I asked him to go on camera. So I put my iPhone in front of him on his kitchen table, and he absolutely destroyed me and schooled me. And that's pretty awesome for a 97-year-old man. I was proud to get the ass kicking on this one. So what advice do you have for the young people out there?
You said that before.
I know, but now you're on camera.
Oh, no. No, not really.
What advice do you have for the young people like me and my generation about our country?
If you shut that off, I'll tell you.
So Jack was jealous that Butter was in here with the door closed and came back on set. But him and Butter have been fighting all day, so I think like he wants to fight instead of be a TV news star tonight. Anyhow, after I wrote a story about Mr. Soa, about the Pearl Harbor Day story this year of this, was it 80? What year was it? 1941, 81st year? So after I wrote a story recently about Mr. Soa and Pearl Harbor, and knowing that I wrote previous stories about him, I got a email from, I believe it's his daughter, and she said, I just want to thank you for your conversations and attention to my father, Walt Soa. While he tends to be quite humble, he was flattered and happy with the attention he received from your interview and article. He is introspective about the fact he will not be with us much longer and looks for opportunities to tell his story. Thank you for allowing me to do that. He and his mom had a good day thanks to your visit. That means the world to me. I love the old folks and they love me. And actually I interviewed Walt a couple years ago, like I said, and he had very much similar thing to say about the fleeting time on Earth.
How does it feel to be, all these years later, among the dwindling amount of World War II veterans still around to tell the story?
I checked the obituaries first. No, it is right. Let's face it. We're up in age, and That's time is fleeing.
So another positive story about what's going on in town is Judy Savage, one of the columnists for the Nanticoke Historical Society newsletter that comes out quarterly, recently published a book of all of her columns over the last many years. It's called Under the Witness Tree. And the book, I think, did so well at the book signing that they're publishing another round of copies in case anyone wants one. Again, it's called Under the Witness Tree. And what that means is that there was a big hulking maple tree on Nanticoke that basically looked like this as it stood, and every time you drove under it, you thought it was going to come down and crush you because it was like 250 years old and huge and dying. So I took video of it when it was coming down. I wrote a story about it, and here's some of the video about that tree. It was interesting watching it go timber.
You were asked to come inspect this tree here?
Yeah. It's all rotted. Dead, falling on the road.
Was it a danger?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
How old do you think this tree was or is?
250.
250 years?
Yeah.
So I think one of the biggest news stories of the week, which at least had the most online audience readership in our paper this week, was the death of Dave Galley from Pittston. He was a longtime supporter of the school's football program. He started as a water boy many, many years ago, and then became equipment manager, and then he became head of football operations. Not sure what that means. I think it was a volunteer position, but it was very important to him and his family, and he was treated with the utmost respect at the highest echelons of people in history of Pittston football, from Charlie Trippi to Jimmy Cephalo. He's probably number 3 on the list of people that are respected by that program. And Dave died recently. I wrote a story about him, one of my hopefully trademark tearjerker stories about him on last week. And I was just at a tribute to him tonight at Pittston High School, and it was just heartwarming of how much he was loved and beloved and how much he meant to Patriot Nation. So from a Nanticoke Trojan, I just want to say our hearts are with you, Patriot Nation, on your loss of your beloved David Galley. So I planned this segment before my cats abandoned me today. And I know you love my cats, especially Jack. I just want to show you a photo. I always give you updates on Jack, but look at this photo of Jack and Butters. Look at the comparison between Jack and Butters' size. It's insane. Jack is not even a cat. I think he's like part tiger. He is so big. But Butters definitely one-upped him after they went outside. Look at this photo of Butters freezing outside. She usually crawls up on the tip of my door where the window is to look in with her face. This time she actually jumped up almost on the whole door. Well, on the whole door. She almost got to the top. If she wanted to, probably. She's a wild child. But I love both of them. And hope you guys do too. And I wish one of them was here with me. So that's about it for the show. Usually I pull this off and like, Jack, get your ass off this. And then I say, Anna, tell us how we close this show.
From Bobcat, Nanticoke Newsroom. Stay safe out there.
Alright, look who's back. My buddy. He might have had a bad day, or maybe he's still a little rusty of not being on the newsroom every day for months. Jack. So, he came back, because you know why? I promised him before the show he'd get a nice can of tuna. So I think that's what we're going to do. I already forgive him, and we'll do another newsroom in the new year. So, again, although I said I was being a Scrooge and bah humbug, I think I'm going to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and especially a meowy Christmas from me and Jack.